Hey everybody, welcome to the Damsels in Debate podcast. I'm your host Tina, and I have a very special co-host for this week's offshoot sidecast episode. This isn't one of our standard episodes, but my co-host for this one is going to be my boyfriend, Alex.
Hello, hello. How is everyone?
Thank you very much for coming on and doing this one with me. This one, I actually picked Alex to do this mainly because we both share I guess a love or an interest, I guess you could say, in movie scores. I was going to say soundtracks, but we're mostly talking about scores.
Well, there's a difference between the two.
Yes, definitely. I mean, there's lots of movie soundtracks I like Forrest Gump is a really good one, but that's all just because of songs, not the actual score of the movie.
You know, I was thinking it's also hard to find a movie that has a great score plus a great soundtrack.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
When I was doing research for this podcast, I was trying to find something that I could say that has both, but I couldn't really come up with one.
Yeah, I mean, that never crossed my mind, but right now, thinking right off the top of my head, I can't think of any either. Interesting. I mean, I guess you could maybe say, like, some of the Disney movies, like, maybe Lion King. Like, I actually like the score of that.
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't even think of Disney, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But as far as, like, a real live-action movie, I'd have to come back to you on that one. But, so yeah, we're going to be talking about movie scores. And they're actually, like, a really important part of the movie. I mean, I know most of the times when you think about what's important with movies, it's the storyline or, the lead characters and all that kind of stuff. But the music, the background music, is actually really, really important.
It can tell the story just as much as anything else.
Yeah, totally. And there's some pieces of music that are just, they're just so, can make you so emotional, can pull out so many emotions too, and or set you on edge if it's suspenseful or anything like that. And
you notice it when it doesn't do its job.
Yes, yeah, so. Definitely. I definitely agree with that.
And that's not to say no music at all, because sometimes lack of music is almost just as good, but done in the right way, it works or it doesn't.
Yeah, I totally agree. The easiest way to see is if you watch, I don't know, like a behind-the-scenes thing on a movie or something, and they're just showing you, like, a deleted scene or something, so it's got no sound mix behind it.
Yeah.
Whew, it is very flat, especially for something that's, like a rom-com or something like that. So yeah, scores are really, really important, and a lot of time and work and people's jobs depend on them, but yeah, they're really important. And since you were saying, like, you could really notice it in certain movies when they don't have a really moving score or anything, one thing that you brought up a couple times, and I do agree with you here, we were discussing the Marvel movies, there's, I don't know how many of them there are now,
and it seems to be a shared opinion.
Oh, yeah.
I've come across a couple different podcasters and comments, and they all seem to say the same thing, where the Marvel films just seem to lack. It seems like they don't... not to say that they don't have great composers or good composers, because, like, the Avengers is Alan...
Silvestri or whatever?
Yeah, him, and he's done, Back to the Future.
Yeah,
Who doesn't love that?
But, very memorable.
But the Avengers, probably the best score, still falls flat out of the Marvel universe, I think.
I agree, because I wouldn't be able to, like, hum that for you right now, but I agree that it was probably the most memorable, but yeah. The only other one that I took note of, or that I kind of remember, is the one from Thor, and I had to look this up, I didn't know who did it, but it's Patrick Doyle, and that's the only one where there were parts of it I would be able to catch,
Yeah, I don't remember that one at all.
Yeah.
I remember, I think, Avengers, and then I remember the Cap one, Captain America, the original.
Uh-huh.
But
I don't remember.
but other than that, none of them really hit home.
Yeah. And for a set of movies, it's like they're aching for it, they need it. I guess they're doing fine on their own, but it would be
cool. You'd think that the films done by Marvel Studios, they seem to know what they're doing, and they seem to have, like, a set plan in every way that they move and everything that they do. So, part of me thinks maybe it's a conscious decision to not have crazy memorable scores to go with these characters, because they're already set up so well in comics.
Oh, okay.
Just a thought, but that's one thing I was,
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't think of that. I mean, I would still be like, I don't know. I feel like they would want to have that, but
Yeah, why
I
not?
mean, yeah,
Exactly.
but I guess that could be it. I'll be sure to, if I ever come across anybody that works at Marvel, to ask him that.
You'd think that they'd get something a little bit more, memorable.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
So now, outside of Marvel Studios,
Uh-huh.
I think it's X-Men 1 and maybe 2 as well.
Mm-hmm.
The original 2 was John Ottoman, I believe.
Okay.
And I just remember him from the movie Usual Suspects. And that had a good score, or that had a good main theme to it. And a great movie, by the way. And then I do have the X2 theme on my iPod.
Oh, really?
Which is John Ottoman.
Oh, so see, I don't totally remember those.
Yeah, but even that, it's not like really, really memorable. It's
Right,
just,
right.
It's just something that I remember, like the opening credits to the X-Men films.
Yes. Uh-huh.
That theme right there. That was.
Okay.
I think that's better than any of the Marvel films that has come out.
You know what I do remember? I don't remember how it goes, but now that you said that, I do remember them having like little hints that kind of resembled a little bit of the cartoon music. Remember the had the theme on the cartoon,
Yeah.
but they have like little hints of that, and I thought that was interesting. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to hum it for you or anything right now.
That's funny too. I just watched something on Iron Man 1, the original film, and how they took the old cartoon theme and weaved it into little Easter eggs through the movie. So I think it's like his cell phone ring was the old cartoon theme, and then like part of the score, or when they're in a bar and there's like jazz music in the background, that jazz music is the old cartoon theme.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was. I just watched it and I was like, oh, that's really cool.
To be honest, I didn't even know there was an Iron Man cartoon.
Be honest, I didn't know either, but it's still cool to know.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. So I, said in our introduction here that we were both, I had you on this specific one because you're into scores also.
Just music in general.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes.
Somewhat
definitely.
of a musician. Try to be, right?
A working musician, work in progress. But yeah, so do you kind of have an idea or anything? Do you kind of remember when you first started like paying attention to scores, or was there a particular movie that really stood out to you?
I don't remember the specific time.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly bad memory, but I do remember my parents always telling me because they were also musically inclined. So I always remember them telling me, oh, look and see who did this music, and they always embedded that into my brain, that a music was part of the film, whether it be soundtrack or score. So I remember always looking for the sound, the composer,
right,
and stuff like that, but I don't remember the exact time
okay.
when it was.
Yeah, I mean, same thing here. I don't really remember the exact time, but I do remember getting on CD the Lion King soundtrack and actually listening to, I mean, of course, you listen to Hakuna Matata and all that stuff, all the original songs, but the last half of the CD is just all
The score.
musical pieces. Yeah, exactly.
The instrumentals or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember listening to them. I would just listen to the actual whole CD. So then when I saw the movie, or if I ever heard that music anywhere, I'd be like, oh, this is the Stampede, or oh, this is, all that kind of stuff.
The
so
Elephant Graveyard.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the Lion King soundtrack, and definitely Jurassic Park, which I think Jurassic Park came out the year before, and then Lion King came out in '94. So I was about 9 or 10 years old. And yeah, those two, I think, were probably the first ones, I'd say. And Jurassic Park, I had that on a little cassette tape. And
old cassettes.
Oh god, yeah, that one I definitely played out. And now when I listen to certain tracks from that soundtrack, I actually can see it, the movie in my head too.
Well, Jurassic Park would have to be one of my favorites. Top 5 of all time.
Yeah, definitely.
And like you said, when that music is going, pretty much most music, because it's embedded in there. Like when it's playing, I can see the movie and pretty much recite the dialogue that goes along with the score. 100%.
Right.
It's like a memory tool almost.
Yeah.
That's funny. My grandma always used to teach us to, remember things in the tune of melodies.
Oh yeah.
So we always remembered our telephone number in a silly memory or
exactly.
Melody. I'm sorry.
I had to do that with my dad had a beeper way back in the day, and it was like 30 numbers long,
Yeah.
so same thing. But yeah, definitely, I agree with that. But yeah, mine would be Lion King and Jurassic Park for sure. And then also I remember just when I was little, my siblings, we used to just, play, I don't even know what, but we'd play a bunch of games and we'd put on different movie soundtracks to play in the background, like, oh, this is when we're getting to the monster's lair. So then we put on like some scary sounding music or suspenseful sounding music, and we always tried to do plays, and we would use a lot of soundtracks or scores, I mean, from different movies and stuff too. So besides just liking to listen to them, I mean, we always used them in our games and
See,
stuff
now,
too.
I would think that would be hard, because when you associate a piece of music with visuals, which is how it works so well, it's tough to separate the two.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So, like, every time you'd hear a certain thing of music, you would automatically think that, that what you saw when you heard that piece of music. But I
Yeah.
could see how it would be fun and almost like a cool like test or challenge to try to separate them and use new visuals to
Yeah.
that same piece of music. That would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe it's because we were kids, so
Yeah.
your imagination's just crazy at that
What's
time
that
and
for?
stuff. Yeah, exactly. I remember my brother always played in the cartoon Hercules movie. There's this one piece that they play when he first meets the Hydra monster, and we use that for every dangerous situation. So, but I don't know. I guess we were just more caught up in it, so it's easier to separate it. But I could still, I'd still know, oh, this is from this movie or something like that for sure.
Still fun.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I love scores. I mean, I love soundtracks, but I love scores and stuff. Now, I know this might be a little hard, but do you have a favorite, like, well-known composer?
It is kind of hard because it's like asking what's your favorite movie.
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
It's pretty much, or the same favorite band or
Favorite song.
Yeah, it's tough to do, but
Or if you could do like maybe a top 3, or if you could give me your favorite musical score, like your favorite soundtrack.
that's easy. Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, yeah.
Yeah, it will always be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably one of my top 3 favorite movies, top 5, and the soundtrack as well. I mean, I can listen to that every single day and not get tired.
Yeah. It's definitely yeah, it's the same thing. I don't know if I would say it's my favorite, but it's definitely within the top 3
and
for my scores.
That being said, probably one of my top composers would be John Williams. I mean, it's
Yeah.
hard to. I mean, even like composers themselves rank him at the top.
Yeah.
It's really hard not to. I mean, he has so many, good movies on his.
Yeah,
under his belt.
I was writing. I skimmed some stuff so that I would, because all their names are kind of similar, so I didn't want to get them confused or anything. But yeah, John Williams. I mean, he did like all the big Steven Spielberg movies, Schindler's List, Jaws.
Which I had
obviously
never
Jurassic
seen
Park.
Schindler's List.
Oh, really?
I'd still have to see it. I want to see it,
Yeah,
but just never
yeah. It's.
got
I mean,
around
it's
to seeing
definitely
it.
one of those movies you have to be in the mood to watch. But it's you should watch it at some point. But there's a piece of music that's for that movie, and it's so sad.
Yeah,
And
it hits
they
you,
they
you
do
know?
it. It's a great job. But yeah, Schindler's List, Jaws. Obviously, we all know that one. Indiana Jones. I mean, that's another iconic one. Jurassic Park. We were just saying we love the whole soundtrack.
The epicness of Star Wars.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, who doesn't know?
You know,
Star Wars?
and the beginning credit roll of Star Wars and that main
Yeah.
theme that everyone knows is the iconic Star Wars theme. But then also the variance between the prequels, not so much. That's a different podcast. But
Yeah.
the original trilogy, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
The difference between the sound of New Hope as opposed to Empire is slightly different. You get that Han and Leia theme, the love theme in Empire, and that's really good, as opposed to the Binary Suns in the beginning, almost like a beginning chapter sound, of the
Binary
film.
Suns. Yeah.
That's the
What
part
is it?
where he comes out and he sees the two
Okay,
suns.
I thought so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that piece. That is a very
that's
short piece, but yeah, I really like that piece.
I watch or listen to a Star Wars podcast, and they always ask the guests their favorite part of the entire franchise, and that will always be my favorite part of Star Wars, where Luke comes out after cleaning the droids, and he just that piece of music with the sunset, and he looks out, and it's such cheesy acting. I mean, you could see Mark Hamill, he does the double take,
Yeah.
and it's just as a kid, it's like, oh man, go on an adventure,
Yeah, exactly.
So it's very cool.
Yeah, I do. I love that piece. And I have the soundtrack on my iPod, but it's such a short little piece. So if I want to hear just that part, I gotta like
Yeah, it's
hit
tough.
back play like 20
But
times.
then, I mean, also, John Williams, you have, like, E.T.
Oh, God, yeah.
You have,
Yeah. He
The
did
Terminal.
Oh, see, I don't really know The Terminal.
Awesome movie, awesome soundtrack. Catch Me If You Can, awesome.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
He did a couple Harry Potter films, like
Yeah, I was
that.
going to say Harry Potter theme is awesome.
Also, another film that I don't think you've seen is Sleepers.
Oh, no, I have seen that one.
Did you see
but
it?
I don't know the theme, though.
See, that's not, like, I guess, a great theme example, but the way that the music tells that story, I think, was very good.
Interesting. Yeah, he's a quite a talented man.
Yeah,
Just
very
put
good.
it that way. Another couple honorable mentions I have on my list here. James Horner. He did Braveheart, which I know you really like that movie.
Yeah, that's another one that I still get chills when I hear that opening song.
The movie does have good music. I definitely agree with that one. And I also noted he did several Don Bluth movies, like An American Tale. Have you seen that one?
Oh yeah, that's great.
That's
Another
got
good
some
kids
nice
film.
music
Yeah.
in it, and it's same thing. It can be heartwarming, and then it turns sad in like half a second, and it's just
that brings me to a point where I don't know how to find out. I'm sure it's somewhere in there or the pamphlet or something. When you look at scores and you say that for American Tale for instance, James Horner did the scores and everything, but did he write all those songs? Like There Are No Cats in America and I forget the other one offhand, but
isn't it like they'll do
or
like
is it a
music
collaboration?
Yeah.
Did someone write the lyrics and he put the music
sometimes
to
it'll
it?
say like music and lyrics by and like that kind of thing. Because like I know we were just talking about this the other day. Alan Menken, he did a lot of the really famous Disney songs.
Oh yeah, and then we saw it. That's funny.
Yes.
We saw it. Little Shop of Horrors. He did that as well.
Right. Exactly.
So did he write those songs though? Because those are great songs in that film, Little Shop of Horrors.
I think he's more of a songwriter. He's not a and I don't have any music background, so if I say something wrong, I apologize. Totally. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, we're
now.
not us Juilliard students.
No, not far from it. But I think he does the songs, like the lyrics and that kind of stuff. He doesn't really do like the scores, like with the composing and that kind of stuff. So that would make sense for him to do that. But
he did do all the good Little Mermaid songs though.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, that's another soundtrack. That's actually another soundtrack that I really like, and I actually have the score on my iPod.
Yeah, see that's like I said in the beginning of the podcast. Those are probably the best examples of great soundtracks with great scores.
Yeah, that's true.
To be more current, we just saw Guardians comes out today or comes out yesterday, and that had an awesome soundtrack.
Oh God,
innovative soundtrack in the way that they used the visuals with the music and told the story. It was great, but the score. Again, just
I can't
lacking.
remember it.
Yeah, just not there.
Yeah.
I guess it did what it did during the film. Because it's not like I noticed that it wasn't there.
Right.
But it just fell flat.
It was just like a generic filler score. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, the song collection that they had for that movie was great. Totally agree there. James Horner also did Titanic, which I'm not sure how familiar you are with that, but that's another score that I actually really like.
All I know is the What's Her Name song.
Yeah, which they had the score done first.
Yeah, I know that. I did know that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that one I actually
which is cool. I like when they can collaborate.
There's
like that.
there's two tracks from that score or soundtrack, that I really like, and there's one of them that almost makes me cry. I'm like, oh God, I know exactly what part this is.
Yeah.
But that's a really good score too, I think. I also have to say Commando. I can't actually say that that's a good score.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Steel drums in there and stuff, but it's memorable.
Well, steel drums are cool.
It is, but it's like, I'll play it for you, or I'll just let it loop in the background here so you can hear what it is. But I had to make mention of it because I saw that in his list, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
One composer that seems to be pretty high on the list that I don't really know too much about, but Elmer Bernstein? Bernstein? But he did it's a funny story, I was listening to my iPod radio.
Yeah.
And the Magnificent Seven theme came on. And I don't know if you're familiar with that movie. It's in like an old Western from a long time ago. But the theme came on and it started playing and I was like, I know this theme.
Yeah.
Like, where did I hear this before? Mm-hmm. And then I did the research and I looked it up and I saw the cover of it. I was like, oh wow, that's that old Western movie that everybody seems to know, like old Hollywood, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was a great theme, and I really enjoyed that. And it's just like, it really screams Western. I think it's probably the best Western theme that I've ever heard. But other than that, I couldn't say anything else he's ever done.
Yeah, offhand I can't think of anything. I do know the guy, and I think his name, I don't know how to pronounce it, so it's like Ramin Djawadi or something. I'm sorry, I don't know his name. But he did the Pacific Rim soundtrack, which I like that one. I won't say that it's like the best score ever, but it's memorable to me, and it puts me back into the movie, so to me that's a good score. But he also did the Game of Thrones theme. So
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, see that he did both of those, so I thought that was cool. I didn't really know too many other ones that he did, though.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is awesome.
Another one that I wanted to mention is Danny Elfman. He does more of the quirky kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's because of I don't really like Tim Burton. I haven't in a long time. Edward Scissorhands, I mean, you can't deny it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice, the original Batman, all of his older films were really, really good, and for the style of the times, great. Mm-hmm. But his newer stuff is just not.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
I will totally agree with you on that one. Yeah.
I mean, he did that, what was it, the Willy Wonka and the Alice in Wonderland, both of those remakes, and it was like, wow, you really stepped on a lot of kids' dreams. You really did something wild there.
I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. What about Mars Attacks? Did you like that movie?
Oh yeah, that's a good cult classic.
Yeah, and that's got a good theme too, actually.
So I guess I can't really hate on Danny Elfman. Mm-hmm. I think he did also Nightmare Before Christmas, which is also Tim Burton.
I like that one
good,
too.
Good.
And he also did Men in Black, which I don't know if you remember that theme, but I like the theme.
I remember the song.
With the movie. Oh God, yeah, I love that song. And then also I have to mention that he did the Simpsons theme, which
I see. I didn't know that too until I did a little research on him for the cast, and I was like, oh wow, he did the Simpsons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very interesting. But yeah, I definitely agree about Tim Burton. Sad to say. And then also I couldn't, offhand, I didn't really. Can't pick too many, but I have to say Howard Shore, just because he did The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, which I think those have really good music.
Yeah, Howard Shore. Well, that was the first time I really got into Howard Shore, because I've probably watched the original Lord of the Rings trilogy a billion times.
Yes, me too.
On a loop.
Yeah.
On a Sunday, just put it on and keep watching them. Mm-hmm. But I also did hear that he did Seven, which is very creepy, music. Almost, that's the example of the almost lack of music.
Yeah,
and
very minimal.
Ominous or whatever.
Ominous, yeah, that's for sure. Ooh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Ooh,
so that's pretty cool, yeah. And then you have another, like, Michael Giacchino.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of him. I was a Lost geek.
Yes, yeah.
So he, the Lost soundtrack is very cool. Mm-hmm. And then he also did the remake of the Star Trek, and then also the remake of Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, okay. See, I like those. The Star Trek, I think I have that soundtrack, and I think he did a really good job on that one.
Also, Up, which was a decent Pixar film.
I haven't seen that movie, but it has a good score.
Yeah, not bad. And Incredibles, also pretty good.
I do like the score for Incredibles.
Not great, but good.
Mm-hmm. I agree, yeah. Yeah, there's a couple other ones that I've just noted, like
Jerry Goldsmith, Alien.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Henry Jackman, he did Wreck-It Ralph, and he also did, I noticed he seems to be collaborating with Matthew Vaughn a lot, but he did X-Men First Class and Kick-Ass, which those movies, whatever way you feel about them, but I do like, there's certain pieces from the score that I really like. They I don't know, you just have to hear it, but I find it very uplifting. But, yeah. So, those were the main ones. I know there's a lot of others that we skipped over.
Yeah, you can't go without Hans Zimmer.
Oh,
Hans
good
Zimmer.
Lord.
You can't go without him. He's, like, up there on the top. His work on the new Superman didn't really impress me. It was very, I guess, after the original Superman theme by John Williams being so cool.
That's hard to
It's
follow.
hard to, and the choice of not using that theme
Yeah.
That's good, but I feel like his was just like, what you got nothing, you know? You got nothing that screams, this is Superman, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But he's done, you know, so many great stuff, like you said, The Lion King.
Yeah.
He did all the instrumental for that, so, you know, Gladiator.
Yeah, how did I not mention him? Jeez.
The Batman Begins, Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah.
Batman Begins, Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that too. I can't help it right now, but I do know that. I have the Dark Knight Rises soundtrack on my iPod too.
Yeah, I like Batman Begins out of the three.
I don't know. It's hard for me to say, actually, with those movies. I do like them a lot, but...
He also did The Rock.
Oh,
Great film,
really?
yeah.
Oh, I love The Rock. You know, who did Transformers, the first Transformers? Do you have any idea?
We just watched the Transformer, the cartoon.
Oh my god.
The soundtrack of that is pretty epic. It's
Yeah.
like 80s tunes rocking the whole time.
It was just, like, I need that as my workout mix or something. That was just, I love that soundtrack.
Yeah.
Movie itself, you know, it's
10 times better as a film than the new remakes of
God.
Transformers.
Let's not even get into that. But
Yeah, you know my Michael Bay opinion, so we won't go there.
Exactly. But yeah, I guess I would have to say John Williams, but it's, you know.
Yeah, as favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right there. I mean, you can't deny the guy.
Yeah, very, very talented individual. Well, I mean, that pretty much wraps up everything, unless there's some other big name I forgot to mention or something.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's our take on scores. And I've been kind of wanting to do one. Like, it's been in the back of my head, but I've been wanting to do a sidecast episode about scores.
Yeah, it's
the perfect
like I said,
person
it's a big part of the film.
Yeah,
You know?
I totally
And I would
agree.
say it's I don't know, it's pretty tough. Harder to compose a film or pick the right songs for a soundtrack. It's a tough choice. You know, because soundtracks are very cool, and there's a lot of movies with great songs that come on, and you're like, oh, that's awesome, you know, it really works well.
Yeah,
So I don't know what would be harder. I mean, I would guess just as a standpoint of writing music, because I try to, and it's so hard. I would have to say that, you know, but I couldn't say that it would be easy to pick a soundtrack for a song, for a movie.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you know, another piece I want to just mention, and it's just I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but it's the Terminator theme, but it's mostly in Terminator 2. It's like just the theme, it's the intro and stuff like that. I don't know.
Terminator 2.
Yeah. But it's
I think I know who did that. I can't think of offhand.
It's not like a real well-known guy, but that theme, I think that's one of my favorite themes, because it's like very grim and sad, but also just like like mean and steely, but then also like, oh, here's a little bit of hope. Like all those emotions rolled into one. I just really, really like
All
that
I can
theme.
think of now is Bill Paxton in the beginning of the original.
Oh my god. With the face. Oh yeah. I love Bill Paxton. But yeah, okay, well, sorry, we're going off here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for doing this, because I really want to do this.
Yeah, I'll try to do some more sometime.
Yeah, I mean, you're a big Game of Thrones fan, so we'll need you at some point for that.
Oh yeah, Game of Thrones podcast.
Yeah. And we're going to see Marvel. We're going to see Guardians of the Galaxy again tonight, so we're pretty psyched about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I on my previous podcast, I said that I'm going to talk about it, but I'm going to wait because
Yeah, we got to see it a little early, which was nice.
Yeah, VIPs. No. All right, well, that pretty much wraps up everything then. Again, thank you very much.
All right, thank you all.
Yeah, and if you want to send us any feedback, you can email us at damselsinDebate@gmail.com. You can find this episode and all of our other episodes on our website, just damselsindebate.com. You can also find our blog posts on there, and feel free to comment on anything. Especially with this episode, I would love to, you know, what are some of your favorite musical, you know, or movie
definitely
score
get the conversation rolling.
Oh yeah.
Because I like chatting with people, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Comments.
Yeah, link it on Facebook or something, which you can find us on Facebook. Just search for Damsels in Debate Podcast. And you can follow us on Twitter. And soon, like I said, I'm not sure when, but I want to get us on YouTube and also on SoundCloud, so you guys have more platforms to check us out.
Yeah, and it's a good way to comment with fans and
that's
whatnot.
true. Yeah, definitely.
And trolls.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And then you can also rate, review, and subscribe to us on Stitcher and on iTunes. So thank you very much, and we will talk to you guys later.
Have a good day.
Right back, Carson. Yeah, that too. I can't hum it right now, but I do know that I have the Dark Knight Rises soundtrack on my iPod too.
Yeah, I like Batman Begins out of the three.
I don't know. It's hard for me to say actually with those movies. I do like them a lot, but
he also did The Rock.
Oh,
Great film,
really?
yeah.
Oh, I love The Rock. Who did Transformers, the first Transformers? Do you have any idea?
We just watched the Transformer, the cartoon.
Oh my god.
The soundtrack of that is pretty epic. It's like 80s tunes rocking the whole time.
It was just like, I need that as my workout mix or something. That was just, I love that soundtrack.
Yeah.
Movie itself, it's
10 times better as a film than the new remakes of Transformers.
Let's not even get into that. But
yeah, you know my Michael Bay opinion, so we won't go there.
Exactly. But I guess I would have to say John Williams, but it's
Yeah, as favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right there. I mean, you can't deny the guy.
Yeah, very very talented individual. Well, I mean, that pretty much wraps up everything, unless there's some other big name I forgot to mention or something.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. But, that's our take on scores. And I've been kind of wanting to do one. Like, it's been in the back of my head, but I've been wanting to do a sidecast episode about scores.
Yeah, it's
the perfect
like I said,
person
it's a big part of the film.
Yeah,
You know?
I totally
and I
agree.
would say it's I don't know, it's pretty tough. Harder to compose a film or pick the right songs for a soundtrack. It's a tough choice. Because soundtracks are very cool, and there's a lot of movies with great songs that come on, and you're like, oh, that's awesome, it really works well.
Yeah,
so I don't know what would be harder. I mean, I would guess just as a standpoint of writing music, because I try to, and it's so hard. I would have to say that, you know, but I couldn't say that it would be easy to pick a soundtrack for a movie.
Yeah, that's true. Well, another piece I want to just mention, and it isn't just I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but it's the Terminator theme, but it's mostly in Terminator 2. It's like just the theme, it's the intro and stuff like that. I don't know.
Terminator 2.
Yeah. But it's
that movie did that, I can't think of offhand.
It's not like a real well-known guy, but that theme, I think that's one of my favorite themes, because it's like very grim and sad, but also just like mean and steely, but then also like, oh, here's a little bit of hope. Like all those emotions rolled into one. I just really, really like.
All
that
I can
theme.
think of now is Bill Paxton in the beginning of the original.
Oh my god, with the face. Oh yeah. I love Bill Paxton. But yeah, okay, well, sorry, we're going off here. But that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for doing this, because I really want to do this.
Yeah, I'll try to do some more sometime.
Yeah, I mean, you're a big Game of Thrones fan, so we'll need you at some point for that.
Oh yeah, Game of Thrones podcast.
Yeah. And we're going to see Marvel. We're going to see Guardians of the Galaxy again tonight, so we're pretty psyched about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I on my previous podcast, I said that I'm going to talk about it, but I'm going to wait because
Yeah, we got to see it a little early, which was nice.
Yeah, VIPs. No. All right, well, that pretty much wraps up everything then. Again, thank you very much.
All right, thank you all.
Yeah, and if you want to send us any feedback, you can email us at damselsindebate@gmail.com. You can find this episode and all of our other episodes on our website, just damselsindebate.com. You can also find our blog posts on there, and feel free to comment on anything. Especially with this episode, I would love to, what are some of your favorite musical, or movie
definitely
score
get the conversation rolling.
Oh yeah.
Because I like chatting with people,
Yeah, definitely.
Comments.
Yeah, link it on Facebook or something, which you can find us on Facebook. Just search for Damsels in Debate Podcast. And you can follow us on Twitter. And soon, like I said, I'm not sure when, but I want to get us on YouTube and also on SoundCloud, so you guys have more platforms to check us out.
Yeah, and it's a good way to comment with fans and
that's
whatnot.
true. Yeah, definitely.
And trolls.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And then you can also rate, review, and subscribe to us on Stitcher and on iTunes. So thank you very much, and we will talk.